Is the biggest heavyweight fight of the year finally locked in? Dana White just dropped a major update on Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall, and fans can finally breathe a sigh of relief. But what's really holding up the fight? Let's break it down. UFC President Dana White has made it clear that the long-anticipated heavyweight unification bout between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall is not just a rumor. It's a fight the organization is actively working to finalize. During a recent Instagram Live session where White announced several major UFC matchups, fans were eagerly awaiting news on the status of the heavyweight title picture. While there was no official date or venue confirmed for Jones versus Aspinall, White addressed the situation directly, stating, "I told you guys already, we'll get Aspinall versus Jones done. The heavyweight fight will happen. Just relax, I'll announce that soon." This statement comes amid growing concern among fans and fighters over Jones' prolonged absence and the lack of movement on the fight. White's comments were a strategic reassurance, meant to cool rising frustrations and reaffirm that the bout is a top priority for the UFC. It also signals that negotiations, likely slowed by injury recovery and contractual matters, are nearing completion and that the UFC brass remains confident that one of the biggest fights in heavyweight history will take place in the near future. Jon Jones is facing growing backlash as the wait for his return to the octagon drags on. Despite being the reigning UFC heavyweight champion, he has not fought since his dominant victory over Stipe Miocic at UFC 309 in November 2024. In the months since, fans have been eager to see him defend the undisputed title against interim champion Tom Aspinall, but the matchup has yet to materialize, leading to accusations that Jones is ducking the British contender. Criticism has come not only from fans, but also from fighters, most notably Curtis Blaydes, who was knocked out by Aspinall in just 60 seconds at UFC 304. In a surprising show of support, Blaydes posted on social media, "Can't even blame him. At this point, Jon should be stripped. End of discussion." This sentiment echoes frustration in the MMA community over what many perceive as Jones holding up the division. While Jones has responded to the rumors and denied avoiding the fight, the lack of concrete updates has only fueled speculation. The main theory, even hinted at by Aspinall, is that the holdup is related to money and contract negotiations on Jones' side. As pressure builds, calls for the UFC to strip Jones of his title are getting louder. Dana White, however, has remained firm in his support of Jones and continues to insist that the fight will happen. But the window for patience is closing quickly. If you're hyped for this fight and want all the latest UFC updates, smash that like button and subscribe. We've got all the fight news coming your way. Tom Aspinall, the interim UFC heavyweight champion, has been growing increasingly impatient with the delay in finalizing his unification bout against Jon Jones. After an explosive victory over Curtis Blaydes at UFC 304, where he knocked Blaydes out in just 60 seconds, Aspinall has been waiting in the wings for his shot at the undisputed heavyweight title. In interviews and podcasts, Aspinall has openly expressed his frustration with the situation. On the High Performance podcast, he said, "Me, personally, I can't do anything. I just think it's down to money on his side. I will fight whenever, wherever he wants, but it's down to money, I think." Despite the frustration, Aspinall remains professional and ready to step into the octagon at any moment. His eagerness to fight highlights his confidence in his abilities and desire to unify the heavyweight belts as soon as possible. Aspinall's stance contrasts with the speculation that Jones may be hesitant or stalling. Aspinall has made it clear he's prepared to compete, and it's up to the UFC and Jones to get the fight locked in. His patience is wearing thin, though, and with growing support from other fighters and fans demanding action, the spotlight on Aspinall's rightful title shot continues to intensify. If the highly anticipated unification bout between Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall comes to fruition, it is poised to be one of the most significant fights in recent UFC history. Jones, widely regarded as one of the greatest mixed martial artists of all time, has solidified his legacy by capturing the heavyweight title with dominant performances, including his stoppage of Stipe Miocic and Cyril Gane. On the other side, Tom Aspinall has rapidly emerged as a formidable force in the heavyweight division. With a string of explosive finishes and his interim title win over Sergey Pavlovich at UFC 295, Aspinall has proven he is a legitimate threat to Jones' reign. His quick knockout of Curtis Blades demonstrated his striking power and ability to finish fights early, making him a dangerous challenger. The fight would not only unify the heavyweight championship, but also represent a clash of styles. The technical mastery and experience of Jones versus the raw power and momentum of Aspinall. The bout is expected to draw massive attention from MMA fans worldwide and could shape the future trajectory of the division. With UFC President Dana White confirming the fight is close to being finalized, anticipation is building for what many hope will be a blockbuster event, one that could be the defining moment in both fighters' careers. Who do you think will come out on top when Jon Jones finally faces Tom Aspinall? Drop your predictions in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss a UFC update.